Dear children, today I am going to teach history last day. Taught you life in the rural areas. In this chapter also taught you growth of commercial crops and result of growth commercial crops के बारे में पढ़ाया था. Now look at the Peasants' Revolt, page number 29. The various revenue laws by British government hit the peasant the hardest. They were disposed of their lands. The Chaur rebellion of Bihar and Bengal broke out in 1796 and continued up to 1860. This widespread rebellion could not be suppressed easily. The rebellion was directed against indigo planters, zamindars and moneylenders. The Mughal peasants of Malabar, North Kerala, organized 22 rebellion between 1836 and 1854. Indigo cultivators uprising. One of the greatest movements of modern era was indigo agitation that engulfed Bengal in 1859-60. The cultivation of indigo was the monopoly of the European planters. They compelled the peasants to cultivate indigo and subjected them to untold operations such as illegal wetting and tendation. The anger of the peasants burst forth in 1859 when hundreds of thousands of peasants refused to cultivate indigo and restricted the physical brutality and violence of the planters. In Patna, an army of 20 peasants appeared and founded the horse of a magistrate. Many intellectuals, including Harsh Chandra Mukhopadhyay, Girish Chandra Bose, Dinabandhu Mitra, Shishir Kumar Ghosh, etc., supported the cause of the peasants. The government was forced to appoint an indigo commission, which took steps to remove the rebellions of the peasants by passing a new law in 1862. The indigo peasants of Bihar revolted on a large scale in Darbhanga and Champaran in 1866 and 68. Likewise, the peasants of Josre in Bengal revolt in 1883 and 1889-90. The indigo crisis continued till the beginning of the 20th century when Gandhi had to intervene in favor of the indigo cultivators. Peasant unrest in the East Bengal. Agrarian unrest broke out in the East Bengal during the 1870s. The powerful zamindars of Bengal were notorious for the oppression of their tenants. The Bengal peasants had a long tradition of resistance going back to 1782. When the peasants of North Bengal had rebelled against a revenue farmer of the English East India Company from 1872 to 1876, they united in no-rent unions and attacked zamindars and their agents in different parts of the East Bengal. Ultimately, the government had to make legislation to protect the peasant from the worst asset of the Jimidari system. Now, later development, peasant agitation in Punjab. The peasants of Punjab agitated and threatened to rebel so as to prevent the rapid alienation of their lands to the urban moneylenders for failure to pay debts. The company did not want any revolt in that province, which provided a large number of soldiers to the British Army in India. In order to protect the peasants of Punjab, Punjab Land Alienation Act was passed in 19th century as an experiment measure. Now, quick recap. The British agrarian policy were designed to fetch them maximum revenue for the land. The Ijradari system was introduced by Warren Hastings. In his The right to collect the revenue was auctioned to the highest bidder. Lord Cornwallis introduced the decimal system, decennial system, which was made permanent by Regulation Act in 1793. Rayat-wise settlement system was introduced in Karnataka and Mysore by Lord Hastings in 1830. The Mahalwari settlement was introduced in North India, particularly in western UP, parts of Madhya Pradesh and Punjab. All these land revenue policies were injurious for peasants. The poor peasant became poorer and the rich landlord became richer. During the 1830s, there was a shift towards commercialization in agriculture. Commercial crops as indigo, cotton, coffee, tea, etc. were crops grown at the expense of food crops and adversely affected the rural economy. Peasants rose in rebellion against the oppression of the Jimidars. Indigo cultivators in Bengal revolted against the planters. Many other peasants' revolts were organized in different parts of the country. Next day, now.